How confident are you today? Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Yes, 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 yes. I know you're all muted. I'll unmute you when we're ready for questions, if you have questions. And I'm so excited that you joined today. Here we are. Another event where we're going to talk about your personal development and your personal growth, because everyone needs to be constantly growing. Because if we're not growing, we're dying, right? So I want to make sure that you know who I am, what I do, and why I'm excited to be here with you today. I'm Coach Maria. I'm a certified high performance coach, law of attraction life coach, and John Maxwell speaker, coach, and trainer. And yes, I speak fast. And the reason is because I want to get to the meat of the discussion today. It's always my commitment to you. We do 30 minutes of some sort of teaching, and I'll share information with you to provide some things of value for you. And then if you have questions, you can put them in the chat. My assistant, Eric, will be monitoring it and help, and he may pop in and say, hey, you've got some questions out there. If you're on Facebook, throw the questions in there, and then I will get to them after the event. And I'm just honored that you're joining in today, because I said we're on the path to continuing to grow. And we're going to talk today about confidence and what confidence is, how you can get more confidence, and why confidence is so important to us. So let me begin, because I want to make sure that all of you know, I'm always going to start off with, you know how much I care about you. You know how much I care about your personal development and your personal growth. And I believe in you. I believe in your ability to just get better and take chances in your life. Even though you might be a little nervous, I'm going to be here to cheer you on. I'm going to be here to encourage you. This is my charge in my life. This is my purpose in my life, is to support you in becoming the best that you can be. So I'm going to go ahead right now, and I'm going to share my screen. But before I do that, while I'm getting my screen ready, I'd like you to take a piece of paper, and I want you to write down 5 of your strengths. 5 of your strengths. What are 5 of your strengths? And then throw them in the chat, because it's so powerful when we share. What are your 5 strengths? You write that down, and then I'm going to go ahead and bring up the PowerPoint that I'm going to share with you today. I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to share my confidence course. And boom, boom, boom. And I hope you can all see that. So now in the chat, okay, in the chat, put down your strengths. Share at least 1 or 2. Got it? Got it. Let's go. Come on, gang. Put it in there so I can see it on the screen. I'm stopping chatting. 5 strengths, what are they? Don't be shy now. Exactly. Eric says, don't be shy. Don't be shy. Put them on there. Let's go. Are you telling me? Are you honestly telling me that you don't know what your strengths are? Okay, well, I'm glad you're here today then. Right? I'm glad you're here today, because I know that you have strengths. You're either kind, you're either caring, you're energetic. What are those strengths? You're fun. What are those strengths? Come on, let's talk about it. Fairly easygoing. Okay, there's one. Great. What else? Let's go. If you don't know how to use the chat box, it's at the bottom of your screen. It says chat. Go in there and type a few things in. Don't be shy. Come on, you guys. I remember last time we were talking about I'm great because. And if you remember that exercise, I'm great because, I had you write down a few things you're good at and you're great at. So I've got communication, wonderful, always ready to help. Good. What else? What else? All right, I'm going to let you stop. And I'm going to, move on because I'm going to go to the conversation here and I'm going to say, oh, and by the way, every time I start technology, I always have a problem. It's just who I am. But guess what? Every day and every way, I'm getting better and better. And you know what else I do? I build more confidence. So let's look at confidence, because this is a statement that is so relevant to everyone. If only. I hear this more, I must hear this 100 times in a week. If only I had more confidence, I would pick up the phone and call the big kahuna prospect that I'm working with. Or if only I had more confidence, I would start that new class I have been wanting to take. Or if only I had more confidence, I really would apply for that job. Or if only I had more confidence, I would ask that person out on a date. Or if only I had more confidence, I might speak up in a meeting, because many times you don't. Now, do any of these statements sound familiar to you? And if they do, great. They do, because everyone's always saying, how do I get more confidence? What is confidence anyway? Now, you're going to be really surprised what we talk about today, because confidence is something that people struggle with. Most people struggle with confidence. And let me tell you, it's not magical. It's not mystical. It is not some dark, deep secret. It's not being brash, arrogant, pushy, reckless, or cocky. That is not what confidence is about. Confidence is the belief and the feeling that things will work out because you, my friends, are willing, worthy, and capable. Willing, worthy, and capable, because you have the ability to generally express who you are and pursue what you truly desire. Now, a lot of people are afraid to pursue what they truly desire. They're afraid that something might change in their life. They're afraid to take a risk. But when you build up enough confidence, things become easier. Now, how would I know? Would I know if you were more confident, if you were confident? I would be able to detect your confidence level because you're showing up authentically, you're showing up who you are comfortable in your own skin. And hey, sometimes, I'm not even comfortable in my own skin. I got a lot of skin on this body, gang. And so, but I'm comfortable in it. It's who I am. And what I do is, if I was walking into a meeting and seeing you interact, I know how confident you are because you're taking action. You're approaching people. You're chatting with them. You're expressing who you truly are. Now, it's always difficult with youngsters. I know that youngsters have a difficult time with building their confidence. And so as seasoned individuals that we are, it's our job to help them and bestow on them the knowledge that you've gained over the years and you're continuing to gain. So again, confidence is simply a belief and a feeling that things will turn out well because you are willing, worthy, and capable, because you have the ability to generally express who you are and pursue what you truly desire. Now, there are three major components of confidence, and we've talked about it. Authenticity. Are you being your authentic self? Or is there a mask in front of you that you put up for people? Now, I know that friends of mine are truly authentic. I know who they are. When we get together, we can be whomever we choose to be. We know we're being authentic with one another. We laugh, we cry, we tease each other, but we are being our authentic selves. We tell stories. So we're being who we are. So those people are confident. Then there's action. Are you willing to take action towards that goal that you want? Like I said, whether it's taking a new course, pursuing a new career, or for some people that may have retired, it's considering going back to work. Some people are bored. Some people need something new. So it's a matter of having the confidence in oneself and taking some action. And then adaptability. See, some of you maybe call it resilience, but it's adaptability in changing or challenging circumstances, because we're all presented with different scenarios every day. I know you guys all have stories, as I have stories, but we have the ability to adapt, adjust, we pivot, we shift, we grow up, we go down, but we have that adaptability within us, and confident people do have that. Now, confidence is knowing that you can cope, act as I intend, and succeed in any given situation. Now, listen, I would bet you anything that over time, I would succeed in any given situation because I would figure it out. I would work towards figuring it out. I may not get it right the first time, the second time, the third time, but guess what? I believe in my ability to figure things out. And in my life, I have had a ton of challenges. I've had a ton of challenges, but I've said, okay, here's another situation. How do I figure this out? How do I get through this? I've been here before. I can do it again. I go do the research. And again, showing up as your best self and doing the best job, because you're going to build more confidence. Now, how do we think about confidence? 3 major areas here. There's confidence in yourself. You have confidence in yourself. There's confidence in social interactions, and there's confidence in your skills. So confidence in myself, again, I'm showing up as my authentic self. I'm my best self, and I am moving towards the desires that I want in my life. Now, confidence in social interactions. Do you walk in the door and go become a wallflower, or are you out greeting new people? I always set a goal for myself when I go to a new event. I want to go meet someone new. I want to go engage with someone new. So I'm going to be confident in social interactions. And a lot of people would rather sit back than put themselves out there in a new situation. But I look at it and say, who could I go meet today at this situation, at this event, that I could connect with? Or who could I connect with one another? I love doing this. It's like, okay, I just met this amazing person last week, and I said, they would be a good match for one of my clients. So let me put the 2 of them together. So social interactions, bringing people together, and then confidence in your skill. Are you learning what you need to learn? Are you pushing yourself to learn something each and every day? So building confidence means building skills. So let's break this down. Confidence in self. Find your strength. And that's what I asked you to write down 5 of your key strengths. How we think about confidence. I am willing, I'm worthy, I'm capable, I am adaptable, and I freely express who you are despite peer pressure, despite your parents, despite your professors, or what others say to you. In other words, I've earned the right to sit at the adult table now. Right? When how kids are, like, they're so excited during Thanksgiving, they get to sit at the adult table. Man, they've arrived. You've seen it. Oh, yeah, I get to sit at the head table. I get to sit at the adult table today. So find your strength. Now, how do we think about confidence and skill? So let's talk about skill. Develop a learning plan. I'm going to ask you this. What are you doing every day to learn something? And I'm not saying you've got to go spend 4 hours studying every day. What I'm saying, it only takes 30 minutes. 30 minutes in the morning when you've had your coffee or sitting there with your cup of Java, are you reading a book that teaches you something new about personal development and personal growth? I make it a point in the morning. I have I'm very disciplined, so I have a pretty tight routine. And I get up, I have my coffee, I do my motivational things in the morning, and I read for maybe 20 to 30 minutes, something that inspires me or relates to the coaching practice or personal development, personal growth, or psychology, because that is how I get better and I can add additional value to my clients and how I can continue to build more skills. So develop some sort of simple learning plan for yourself. And again, we talked about confidence and social interactions. Now, in human behavior, there are 5 areas that drive us. Control. Take a look at that pilot. That pilot is totally in control, okay? When control goes out the window, do you know what happens to our confidence? Boom, it goes down the tube. So don't think about when you're out of control, man, it's going to happen. Let it happen. It is going to happen. And relinquishing control, I mean, I'm a control freak, just like the rest of you probably are. I want, when I lose control, my confidence will take a hit. Then I said, wait a minute. Confidence is the ability to bounce back. Now, let me give you some examples of when this happened. Like, let's take a look at the 2008 economic downturn. What happened? The market crashed, the housing crash, and a lot of people got very nervous. Just like a lot of people are getting nervous right now. But guess what? This too shall pass. And guess what? What goes down must go up. What goes up must come down, and it will go up again. But we begin to start questioning what we're doing, and our confidence begins to wane. What is the most recent episode we've all been through that attacked our confidence? Was the control of COVID. We couldn't control it, could we? We were completely out of control, and a lot of people really got depressed. A lot of them suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder. A lot of people were some were suicidal about this COVID situation. And those that were confident knew, hey, we're going to get through this. Just like if someone in your household has had an illness or an accident, you know that we're going to get through this. We will recover from this. It may take time, but again, confidence is the ability to figure things out. Or in a relationship, when you break up with someone, or perhaps you get divorced, or someone dies, our confidence goes down the trigger because we are now out of control. We're not controlling the situation. And the other thing is maybe it's financial. Maybe you've had to file for bankruptcy. Maybe you've lost a lot of money like a lot of people have in this current market. Guess what? It's okay. We'll recover. Raise your head up high and say, I'm going to recover from this because I am confident that it's going to work out. It will work out. So 5 areas that drive us. Number 1, control. We all want it. And I want that pilot in control at all times. The other thing is competence. It's how much do I know? And I'm really big on learning. So in psychology, we call this the confidence-competence loop. Confidence-competence loop. And again, I ask, what is your learning plan? How about your relationships? What are you doing to get better at your relationships? Because here's what happens. When you become more confident, watch that little, it's like the figure 8. You become more confident. You become more competent. You competent, confidence. And when you have more competence, you have more confidence. When you have more confidence, you challenge yourself. You challenge yourself to be more, do more, ultimately having the things that you say you want. So the confidence competent loop, and it is always about learning and growing and pushing yourself to new levels. Now, I'm going to tell you that I'm going to stand here. I didn't always know how to get in front of the video camera and hit the record button. The first few times I came on Facebook Live, it was a joke. It was funny. I thought it was funny. Not everybody did, but I didn't know what the heck I was doing. So what did I do? I said, I got to learn how to do this. I got to learn how to do this. So I practice and I get on board and I practiced and I practiced and I still don't get it right. But is that going to stop me from doing something? Absolutely not. I'm going to figure it out. And every time I do this, I get better. Again, I become more competent, thereby getting more confident, thereby challenging myself to do more. So I'm in the process of trying to figure out that whole TikTok thing now too. That's something. Or I just figured out 2 weeks ago how to do an Instagram story. I didn't know how to do it, or a reel. I mean, I'm like learning about all of that technology stuff because it's so vital. In my business, it's very vital. So if it's vital to you, whatever it is, learn how to do it better. So have a learning plan for developing your competency, because then you will increase your confidence. And then one of the other areas that drives us is our congruence. In other words, our alignment. Is yourself completely aligned with how you are actually showing up? And we have this burning desire to always compare ourselves with everyone else. Know that you are not a carbon copy of anyone. So we don't compare ourselves to others. You are an original person. So craft your own individuality and sense of style and just be yourself. So comparing yourself to others, you can look at what others are doing. What I do is I look, if there's someone that I really admire and I want to learn from, I want to learn from them. I'm not comparing myself to them. I want to learn from them. I have a lot of different mentors in different areas, and I'm saying, what are they doing that I'm not doing, that I could ultimately get better at? Now, listen, I didn't always like public speaking either, but guess what? When opportunity comes knocking, you got to answer the call. I just had, not too long ago, someone asked me if I would submit a speech for a TED Talk. And I said, okay. I was shaking in my boots, but I looked to other people and I said, okay, how do I do this? I had to go do my research, I had to go do my homework. And as I started writing it and repeating it and doing it over and over and over again, I became more confident about delivering that specific speech. So again, I was completely in alignment with who I am and how I showed up and how you show up. So another thing that drives us is our need to care for others and to be cared for, right? We are, as a human species, are driven by connection, by caring. We are driven by connection and caring, right? We are. We need people. So I always encourage us all, and I have my own set of issues when it comes to health. So I always tell us to take care of the temple. Take care of your temple, because once you do, you will build more confident. We got to eat healthy. We got to exercise. We've got to sleep more, because sleep is so important. So I do the 3-2-1 routine. 3 hours before bed, no food. 2 hours before bed, no more work. And 1 hour before bed, I fail, because I do look at the screen an hour before bed, whether it's a puzzle, a crossword, something that just, I don't know why, it just calms my mind. So 3-2-1, I call it, and taking better care of yourself. So when I do that, I know that I am more confident when I get up and go exercise, when I get up and go to the gym, when I get whatever it is. But I want you to say, because we have this drive for caring for others and to be cared for, It's never going to go. We are tribal people. We love to be part of a tribe. And again, this connection with who you are, who you're hanging out with. Are you hanging out with people that are lifting you up and that are going to inspire you? Now, we don't always get to pick our family, right? So there might be family members that, hey, I don't want to hang out with them. Great. But that doesn't mean you just dismiss them. But I want you to think about, am I being that person that is delivering an optimistic viewpoint and an optimistic look at how things could be different to others, and encouraging them? And I know some of my friends call me, like, I don't know, Mary Poppins, but I choose. It's a choice. I choose to be connected with people on a different level, which provides some inspiration, provides some caring and connectivity to them. So again, the 5 areas that drive. Now, again, here they are again. These are levers to increase your confidence. Number 1, control. When you're out of control, you lose confidence. Okay, but that's okay. You can still figure it out. Competency. Here we go. Confidence, competent loop. Congruence. Are you in alignment with who you are, and are you showing up as your best self? Caring and connection. Now, I'm going to give you some practices today because it's important to me that you have some practices to think about as you build your confidence. Confidence is like energy. It wanes throughout the day. It's like an electric car, right? It's like a power plant. The power plant doesn't have energy. The power plant generates energy. So as human beings, we must continue to generate our energy, and we must continue to generate our confidence. Otherwise, it might just disappear. And confidence is not blocked by fear. And many of us are afraid of taking that leap of faith that deep down, there is something inside of you that is just screaming to come out, but you're blocked by fear. And the example of people not blocked by fear is your firemen. They've been trained to run into a burning building. The military people, they have been trained. Medical, they have been trained to be confident in what they do. Goes back to the confidence competent loop, right? They've been trained. They practice. They go after it. They're confident in the skills that they have developed, and anxiety or fear is not going to stop them because they've been trained and trained themselves. So confidence is a combination of mindset and movement. And it goes back to the thoughts that we put into our beautiful brain. It comes back to the thoughts that we put into our brain. It goes back to the words that we say to ourselves. Many of my clients know that I do not tolerate negative self-talk, because as we speak to ourselves in the negative sense, we begin to believe that's who we are. And so as a coach, I'm always encouraging them to change the words that they are saying to themselves. And then it's just amazing. It's just like a gift to watch them transform from here to there, to becoming more confident, to becoming proud of their accomplishments, to understanding that they have the capability to become whatever it is they choose to become, right? It's a really powerful thing to observe when somebody knows that they are confident and they have taken the time to build the skills and develop it step by step by step by step. Combination of mindset and movement. So I'm going to show you what every time I go to do a presentation, If you saw what I was doing 5 minutes for the presentation, five minutes before, I'm getting into practice, and I'm going to share some of these practices with you. So best developed via trust, intention, your action, and self-reflection, daily practices. I would like you to consider putting together a daily plan of action for yourself on increasing your confidence. So now here's what I do for pre-game practices for confidence. It's like I call it pre-game. Now I love sports. I love sports. So I look at the way a professional athlete prepares. And so right before a presentation, or actually about an hour ago, I was here in this room just dancing my heart away, because that's my pregame routine. I verified my notes. I looked at what I was going to say, and then I just turned the music on and just blasted. Because what was I doing? Movement and mindset. I was preparing to deliver and create more energy for myself, because, you know, delivering a presentation does require some energy. Yes, yes. And you want to show up energetically, full of excitement about what you're doing. And so I do that by dancing. Then I know that I say to myself, this is going to be the best presentation I've ever done. This is going to be the best presentation I've ever done. Right? And then know that I have researched, done the studies, researched the information, and then I prepare. So these are how I build by, again, building confidence, research, interview people, and prepare. And then I do the VAT. I visualize how I want this to turn out. I affirm that I'm going to deliver an excellent presentation. And sometimes, not always, I will use a tapping solution. And then, of course, I practice. Practice, practice, practice. So if you think about this, anytime you're getting ready to go to a meeting, think in advance of the situation. How do you want the meeting to turn out? Who's going to be there? How will I be dressed? What am I looking to accomplish? So in advance of any situation, whether you're dealing with children, whether you're dealing with adults, whether you're dealing with seniors, whether you're dealing with whomever, how do you want this to turn out? So visualize how you want, because the power of visualization, not the power, it's very powerful. Here's some other practices, game time practices for confidence. So when I was working in an office, and now that I work in my office at home, I have something called a door trigger. So I know that I'm getting ready to go into work. And as I walk through that door frame, as I walk through that door, I trigger a whole different mindset. As I walk through this door, I am going to work and I am going to crush it. I am going to crush it. So I walk through a door frame. I call it the door frame trigger. It's the best. When I was in my corporate days, when I would go into San Francisco and work, once I got to the office, I'd say, okay, I'm opening the door. And I say, it's showtime. It is showtime, and I am ready. I am ready, ready, ready. Now, in the evening, I want you to think about this. Have you ever just come home from work and just ran in the door? I had the worst day, blah, 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 negative, negative, negative. So what I strive to do, and it's not 100% perfect, is I will sit in the car for a moment and say to myself, as I walk through this door, I am now mother, wife, and friend. So I know that I have to show up as my best self. So I know that walking through the front door of the home, it's a whole different thing than going to the work, right? So game time practices, and you build your confidence and you show up very differently. And I always state the intention. Many people that know me go, this woman's going to have fun. I love to be joyful. I love to have fun. And I take joy in learning. And I want you to consider that once you take joy in learning, you will become more confident. You will become more confident. Now, I want to stop for a minute, and I want to give you an exercise I'd like you to do right now. I want you to write down on your little pad of paper 3 words. 3 words that express or define the best of who you are. The best of and how you want to show up every day. 3 words. I'm going to give you about 45 seconds, and you can change them, but I want you just what comes to your mind. What are the 3 words? I won't even ask you to share them, but I will share mine. So I'm going to give you a moment here. 3 words, best of who you are. Now, why did I do this? I do this because in building your confidence, this is how you're going to show up in situations. This is how you're going to show up every day. So my words are energy, inspiring, caring, and fun. I always throw that 4th one in there because my tagline in life is stay focused, stay positive, and always have fun. And I'm just going to do that. So those are my 4 words: energy, inspiring, caring, and fun. And this is how I want to show up for my universe every day. Now, does that always happen? But guess what? I'm reminded by those words every day. Because guess what? They pop up on my phone, and I have a magnet board in my office. Those words are spelled out. Energy, inspiring, caring, and fun. How is it that you want to show up? Because when you show up that way, guess what happens? Your confidence increases. So here, I gave you some pre-game practices for confidence. I've given you some game time practices for confidence. Now, post-game. After I get off this call today, I'm going to say, what did I learn? What could I do better? Did I accomplish my mission? Did I stay within the time? And then I will just give myself a couple of minutes to just close my eyes, be grateful that I was able to deliver a message of confidence to people, because we all need more confidence. And then, how did I feel about the presentation? And why did I feel that way? Did I deliver? Could I have done more? And how should it go next time? So again, I'll do something movement again: exercise, visualization, and affirmation. Exercise, visualization, and affirmation. I will put some music on. I'm going to go, yes, I delivered. Yes, so I got to have some movement. As a matter of fact, when I get off this call, I'm going to go take the dog for a walk, exercise. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to have a conversation with self and say, I rocked it. I delivered a good message. Understand what confidence is, because again, I always want to do a post game. I want to review, how did I do? Now, let's talk about confidence in relationships, because we all sometimes, well, not we all, some of us sometimes have difficult relationships. And you have to look that when you stay silent in a relationship, you're suffering. You're suffering. Don't say silent. Say what you are. Be who you are. Be authentic in your discussion. Relationships. Practice presence for 20 minutes. What do I mean by that? If I'm with my husband, or if I'm with a friend, or if I'm with my grandchildren, I want to be fully present with them. I want to practice 20 minutes uninterrupted. Put this thing down. Just be present for them. You will learn so much about them, about yourself. No distractions, no interruptions. And the next one is really hard. I mean, it's really hard for me, is challenging myself to be vulnerable. It's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to really express who you truly are or what you're truly feeling. So be willing, challenge yourself to be vulnerable, and challenge yourself to be more flirty in those relationships. Remember those days when you felt like, I'm gonna go flirt with this person? Now, I'm not saying go do it with everybody. I'm just saying with your primary relationships, be a little flirty, have some fun. Because you can have dread or you can have fun. I choose to have fun. So be a little flirty. And when you're with your significant other or your friends, challenge yourself to ask more questions, because deep friendships and deep relationships come from developing a sense of curiosity for that individual. I know there's stuff about your significant other or partner that you don't know. So ask more questions. The more questions you ask and the more you stay in curiosity, the more you know, the more you learn about them, and the more you learn about yourselves. So challenge yourself to ask more questions. I love to ask questions. I always ask, who are you becoming today? What did you learn? What would you do differently next time? All right, I'm going to give this to you again because I think I'm on time. I'm not sure. Or am I going over? Oh my God, I went over. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Confidence summary. One more time. What is confidence? The belief, the feeling that things will turn out well because you're willing, worthy, and capable. 5 steps. Decide I'm going to be more confident. Have integrity in who you are. Be intentional. Develop your skills. Competency. The competency confidence loop. Gain more momentum. In other words, take action and be consistent. And really have a sense of community. Surround yourself by people that will encourage you to be better every day. And I am really sorry I went over, but I'm going to stop my share and hope that y'all stayed with me. Some of you did, some of you didn't. All right. But are there any questions that you might have that I might be able to answer? And you can reach me. Message me on Facebook, Coaching with Maria. And if you want to pursue having a different relationship or a deeper relationship, just set up an appointment with me and we'll be happy to have that conversation. I'm always honored that you've joined in. I want you to live your 3 words because I am going to ask you, what are the 3 words you came up with? What are the 3 words? If anybody willing to share. Huh? Anyone? Kind, confident, and positive. I love that. Kind, confident, and positive. Happy, ready, and confident. I take pride in what I'm doing. I'm not afraid to admit fault if I'm wrong. I'm kind-hearted. I'm a very hard worker, and I'm a rider or die to my friend or die to my friends and family. I mean, really, I'm a diehard for my friends and family. I love that. So that's how we show up every day. Kind, confident, and positive. And I show up energetically, inspiring, caring, and fun. As I said to you, I am thrilled that you joined in because that tells me that you believe in the power of continuing your personal journey. And if you or anyone you know wants to have a conversation, let's do it. I love, as I said, bestowing the knowledge that I've gained over the years onto others. So thank you. I am honored. Again, you've joined in. And if you have any questions, and by the way, I will send you a link to the recording, which will have all of the slides on it. So it's Friday. Have a fun rest of the day. And if you have any feedback for me, I'd love to hear it because I'm always wanting to get better. And that helps me build my confidence. Have an awesome weekend. And I will see you guys next time. Actually, just to let you know, because some of you I know have been on a few times, I'm going to be taking a break and I won't be back until the end of April. So, but we'll talk about another topic that you have requested. So, ciao for now, my friends. Have a good one.